Good morning, everyone. In today's lesson, Agriculture in Our Times, we are going to discuss the problems faced by the small farmers and how they become laborers and work under the big farmers. Today, we have visited Venkatapuram to study the agricultural laborers in groundnut fields. It is groundnut harvesting season in Venkatapuram. Farmers sow groundnut seeds in the last week of November and harvest them in February. On our way to the main village, we found Rama, Lakshmamma, and Padma, three women laborers, having breakfast in a groundnut fields. We started to talk to them about their work. Groundnut harvesting. Squatting on the floor in the fields for long hours, bearing the scorching sun and plucking groundnuts is not an easy job. Children, do you know the meaning of squatting? Squatting is versatile posture where the weight of the body is on the feet but the knees and hips are bent. So that is not an easy job. Ravi, our employer, pays us on the basis of quantity of groundnut we pluck. We have to be fast, otherwise we will not get even 100 to 150 rupees for the whole day's work, Lakshmamma said. We started asking about their work and earnings. As all of you must be very busy these days, we asked. Yes, but we get such work only for few weeks in a year. Sometimes we get work in government schemes. We don't get enough work, so often we sit idle in our houses, Padma said. Even in government schemes, we get employment only for a few weeks in the entire year, Rama said. Lakshmamma said, we don't know why the prices of essential food items like vegetables, clothes, and stationery for our school going children rise fast but not our wages. Normally, women workers earn about rupees 100 to 130 per day, whereas men workers get rupees 200 to 250 per day. In the government's employment scheme, men as well as women get about 150 per day. In non-agriculture activities such as loading and unloading of sand or bricks and construction works, they get a little more like rupees 300 for men and rupees 180 to 200 for women. But such work is scarce. The women also said about the some farmers in our neighboring villages also cultivate flowers and grapes or also work as construction worker. We like to work for the government schemes, they said, as they do not require any special skills, Rama said. Poor laborers like Rama, Lakshmamma and Padma face a lot of challenges in earning income to run their families. The women also spend a lot of time on their daily household work such as getting their children ready for school, preparing food and getting water and firewood. Nearly two-fifths of all the rural families are mainly agricultural laborers in Telangana. Although earnings are higher in non-agricultural jobs, they are scarce in rural areas. That is why many families in Venkatapuram have started migrating to towns and cities. Small farmers in Venkatapuram. On seeing us talking to the workers, Ravi, their employer, came over to talk to us. Ravi employs only one or two men workers and several women workers for harvesting groundnut. Men workers are generally engaged to uprooting groundnut plant, gathering bundles and carrying the bundles to a place, whereas women are engaged in plucking groundnut pods from the plant. Ravi said, I employ laborers only for harvesting. I generally get other works done with my family members or take the help of other neighboring farmers. Ravi's daughter was also plucking groundnut, as Ravi did not have enough money to send her to the college. Ravi did not send her to college in the nearby town, so she works in the fields now. Ravi has 4 acres of land with a bore well. About 5 years back, he borrowed rupees 75,000 and dug a bore well. For the first 2-3 years, he was cultivating 2 crops a year. Since last year, water from the bore well was not sufficient to cultivate even 1 crop in a year. As he had borrowed money from a broker in the village to buy seeds and fertilizers, Ravi had to sell these groundnuts to him at a lower price than the market price. He could have taken loans from banks, but banks are reluctant usually to lend to small farmers, especially when they need it desperately. Most of the time, they therefore depend on brokers or money lenders. Farmers like Ravi need to borrow money to buy inputs like seeds, fertilizers, and pesticides. Suppose the quality of seeds is not good, or if they apply fertilizer improperly or pests attack their crop, their yield will be low. Since they borrow mostly from money lenders and brokers and have to sell at a lower prefixed prices, their harvest does not get good returns and so they have to borrow more money from them. Soon the loan becomes so large that they are unable to repay it. Moreover, to add to their existing problems, sometimes there is a crop failure due to one or the other reason. Consequently, the distress of small farmers has been on the increase, but they are unable to find a way out. Homework. Today's homework is answer the following questions. What kind of work do laborers find in Venkatapuram to meet their expenses? It may be either agriculture or non-agriculture activities. Second one, name the laborers with whom we spoke and mention about their employer. Thank you.